Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Nine Vibes. Today, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the universe. We're going to talk about the grid, and we're going to talk about black holes. All right? So let's go ahead and jump into that. So as you can see right here, I drew this diagram up for you so I can show you visually what we are talking about. A lot of times I do a lot of typing. I have some really cool graphics, but I really wanted to show you guys step by step what this is, because once you understand it, it starts to help you become aware. It starts to help you become aware throughout your day of the signals that you're sending out and the ones that are just not going anywhere. All right. So, as you can see here, we have the universe. This universe is created with unconditional love. This is the greatest energy that exists. It is unconditional because there are no conditions. And if we were to really put in a spiritual side of this, this is the closest that I can get to describing God. Unconditional love. God does not have any conditions on how you live your life, on what you do with your body, on the bonds and the relationships that you have. God loves you unconditionally. There are no conditions. And that's what the universe was created on. It was created on an understanding that there are no conditions. That's what makes it quantum. Okay? So, unconditional love is the container that holds everything in existence. All right? Now, unconditional love, though, wanted to experience itself as something separate than unconditional love. If all there is unconditional love, then there is no experience. There's just knowing. And so it wanted an experience. And the only way that it can have an experience is to create two different options of unconditional love. There is the choice of love, and there is the choice of fear. Or, to make it more simple and less biased, there is the choice of love, and there is the choice of the opposite of love. You can fill in the blank what that actually means to you. Okay? And so by doing this, it created a black hole. A black hole is basically the understanding that there is a circle within this that light cannot escape. Because once you get into conditional love, which is exactly what love is if it's not unconditional, conditional love means that what you see, you get to choose what is actually considered love or not considered love. Okay? It has conditions. And so what happened is it created a black hole, a space where light cannot leave it and light cannot enter it. Okay? This is why God is not saving your life. This is why what you believe in is not jumping down and fixing homelessness and starvation and the pain and the suffering that you see on a daily basis. Because of the fact that it is inside of a black hole, and light cannot get inside of a black hole. Okay? If light comes close to a black hole, it gets pulled in by the black hole and thus becomes part of the black hole. And since we can all pretty much agree that God's not going to do that, whatever it is that you believe in, it's not going to be able to just jump in and change your life. Okay? But instead, it created a system where you can change your own life, where we can change things within the black hole. Inside of a black hole is a point of singularity. It is a point where everything is moved towards. And this point is the unconditional love, because a black hole has something from the outside inside of it, and that's what generates everything. So God put a part of itself in the center of it, and that's what generates a black hole. But light cannot leave a black hole, and light cannot enter a black hole. Okay? So now we have a black hole. We also have a grid inside of this black hole. And as you can see here, I drew it this way. The grid was created with love. The very first choice that was ever made was the choice of love. Therefore, the grid, everything around you, is designed using love. Okay? Inside of this grid are spaces. They're empty spaces. They're quantum spaces. They can be anything and everything that you want to put in there. So you can put your greatest day and you can put your worst day. You can put whatever you perceive and you can put whatever you fear. It is up to you. It is a quantum box. That's the understanding of it. If you go back to Schrodinger's cat, it is up to you whether the cat was alive or dead underneath that box. That's what makes it so amazing, and that's what makes life so amazing, is it's truly up to the observer. It's up to you. Okay? So everything inside of these squares is quantum. Everything that is on these lines is love. And this is the greatest secret as to why we are not changing the world the way that we want to change it today. And it's because of the fact that we think that the things that are happening, the wars and the pain and the suffering and the violence, and the depression and the anxiety and the unfairness, the unjust, and the corruption is leaving the black hole and being reached by something outside, and it is not. Because all of those things that I mentioned, they are illusions. They are light. That's all that they are. They are light that is being reflected, that basically we either see part of or we see all of, and we fear. Okay? Fear does not have enough energy to be able to get outside of a black hole. It is not enough energy. Okay? Love has enough energy to leave a black hole. And this is one of the greatest messages behind Albert Einstein's E equals mc squared. Because if you take the word E and you add love to it, you have love. Love equals mass times the speed of light squared. It is faster than the speed of light, and therefore it can move outside of a black hole. Love can actually transcend a black hole. Fear cannot. So every time that you see something on the news that you're not happy about and you jump on the bandwagon of sadness and grief, frustration and anger, it never leaves the black hole. It never leaves and gets out to the unconditional love that created everything. Okay? So when you are living your life, the more aligned that you get, the more love that you show, the more you live on these grids. And these grids lead to the cornerstone. Okay, this is also one of the greatest secrets behind circling the square, is that if you were to take a circle and then take another circle and then put a square on the outside, you will see that every single corner, there are 4 kernel points that you'll see here. Okay, and these are the areas that connect outside of the black hole to the unconditional love. Only love leaves a black hole. Only the signal of love is strong enough to leave a black hole. And so every time that you choose love in life, it leaves the black hole. Every time that you look at a situation, and even though you have a right to be angry and frustrated, you have a right to be rageful, you have a right to be depressed, every time that you choose the opposite of that, you leave the black hole. That signal leaves the black hole and it reaches unconditional love. And once unconditional love, the creator, God, whatever you want to call it, starts receiving those messages, it starts shifting things. It starts helping. It starts guiding. That's what our downloads are. That's what this journey is all about. It's about the fact that we are choosing love over fear. And when you choose love, you receive all the answers you need, from quantum mechanics to Nikola Tesla to how to change your personal life to how to change the world. You receive all of these messages and downloads. Okay? So as you can see here, you have the universe. Only love can travel on the grid and leave the black hole. Okay? So that is where it goes out to the cornerstone and connects and leaves outside the black hole. The lines and the grids are all love. And the space in between is quantum. Fear does not have enough energy to leave a black hole. Love is the only energy that can leave a black hole. Because fear and love are not identical. Fear is less than love, and love is greater than fear. And the reason that we know this is because we also represent love as light, and we represent fear as darkness. And when you go into a cave, you can take a candle flame into a cave, and you can dissipate almost 72% of the darkness into light. But you cannot take the same amount of darkness into a lighted room and change the light at all. Light and love are always greater. All right? Get your 9 vibes aligned.